The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors. Warning. The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. That's the word. That's the word I have to trip over today. Live streaming. Unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. And I swear one of these days I will be able to get through this disclaimer without messing it up. Viewer discretion is advised. Maybe I really need to make this disclaimer shorter. I don't know. There we are. Hello. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's like, it's like, does this show have too many disclaimers on it? I think I might need to shorten that parrot disclaimer. Maybe I should just say, it's like, look, the parrot's over here. He's going to make noises. That's just what it is. Deal with it. That'll be the disclaimer. Oh my goodness. So welcome everybody to another Wednesday of whatever this is. This is the stream. This is the Daphne Lage live stream, drawing live stream, whatever it is. I really don't have an official title for this. So, but everybody knows what it is. You get to watch me, babble and draw for 2 hours. So, that's whatever this is. That's what it is. So let's see who's joining us today. Hello, James. Hello. Always the first one. Drop the network disclaimer. Maybe not. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes, I think that's what it's a stream. That's what it is. Hello, Patrick. It's a stream. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it depends on, because if I'm feeling a little too frisky on the show, we kind of do need the disclaimer. So, it's like, we'll see. I don't know. It's like, what? It's, what? I only worry about the disclaimers when I have to read them. When at that very moment. Not that I have an issue with the disclaimers, but it's just that I guess it's like, especially the second one about the parrot. It's a little wordy. It's a little wordy. That one I think I could kind of shrink it down a bit so I can get through it. Too bad I couldn't train Einstein to say the disclaimer for us. That would have been interesting. It would just be like every other word would be just wow, and that would be it. It's like, yeah, there you go. That's it. Oh my goodness. So welcome everybody to another Wednesday live stream. I know I didn't have one last week. I know that I said that I would try to do one every week, but you know what? It's like, look, when I can do them, I can do them, but it'll always be on a Wednesday when I do them. That's the only schedule that I have for this. So we're just going to have to accept it the way it is. So, okay. So let's see. So what do we got here? Oh, I think introductions are in order. So let's get through that and get this started. I have I don't know. I think I have a good chunk of work to do today. So I guess like the faster the sooner I get all the housekeeping done, the sooner we can get to sketching. So that would be a good thing. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage and I'm a cartoonist, an illustrator. Forget it. An illustrator and comic artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Emotional damage.
I crack myself up. And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales. Thank you so much for everybody who's been supporting the book so far. We do have another campaign coming up later on this year, which I'll show you a little bit of. But thank you so much. And yes, and I am known for this. But currently, I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, on Kickstarter right now as we speak. I want to thank the 90-something backers that last I checked, I think we're at 92 backers. So yeah, so I want to thank all the 92 backers so far, 90, 92, and 93 for supporting the campaign. We have 24 or 23 because I'm on top of this thing like a professional. Thank you so much for supporting the campaign. All the links are in the show notes below. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday here on the Indie Comics Network. Yeah, it's like, oh, and just so everybody knows, this Friday we will not have a show. So yeah, I have things to do, and it's just, we just decided, you know what, let's take the day off anyway. So on Friday we do not have a show, so we will be back with the vlogs on Monday as always, scheduled at 11 a.m. Eastern. And speaking of campaigns, for those of you who have your own campaigns that you're running and you have to fulfill, save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order with our coupon code RAGIN10. It's like this is actually a really good code. I've used it myself, although I don't buy Gemini mailers, but I do stock up on comic book bags and boards, which they also sell in bulk, which is very convenient when you do as many campaigns as we do over here. So coupon code RAGIN10, save on your next Gemini mailer order. It's very convenient. And yes, and before we really before we go on to other things, I just want to remind everybody that JD Calderon is back on Kickstarter with the Oswald Chronicles Volume 3. We were just passing through. This collects the next 4 issues of the Oswald Chronicles saga. And not only that, but there are also several new issues on this campaign as well. It's not just for volume 3. So check out the links in the show notes below. It is live right now. So yeah, so check all that out. And speaking of campaigns as well, so along with the Oswald Chronicles on Kickstarter right now, check out these other Kickstarters that we have that our friends are putting out as well. All the links. Check out Limbo by JD Rosario. Limbo, open almost all eternity, issue 1, which is on Kickstarter right now. Also, there's an Alien in My Toilet, volume 1, the first collected Duties Adventures by Sam Vera. That is also on Kickstarter. That one is on pre-launch. Then we have Pure Intent number 2 and Mr. Suzumi's Adult Lessons for all of you who love, kind of like the manga / furry stuff going on. That one is also on pre-launch. And then we also have Chad, our very own Chad, The Legend of Sparkle Dog. Don't say a woo. Speaking of furries, that is also on Kickstarter right now. I think it has less than 2 weeks left on Kickstarter. So make sure to check that out. And then we have Rob Multari's Nightwolf 1 through 7, an urban fantasy werewolf coming of age drama. A fun read, I might add, if you are into werewolves and stuff, which, I am. So make sure you check that out as well. And mind you, it's like usually I just, I have to wait. Or at least I try to make myself wait for the trades. But, Rob is offering up some variant covers that makes it harder and harder and harder to not collect the individual issues. So check out Nightwolf. It's in pre-launch right now. It launches sometime in April. So make sure you hit on all the notifications so that you get notified whenever any of these campaigns go live. So check out the show notes below. So so let's see who else is joining us in the comments. I mean, look, I'm tired. I really am. When I joked on Facebook, thank you, sir. When I joked on Facebook that I was forcing myself to perform in front of a live studio audience, that's exactly how it feels right now. I mean, I'm yesterday was yes. Oh, hello, Afraid. Hello. We were just waiting for you. Yes. Hello, Afraid. Um, Patrick. Well, I mean, it's like he kind of does, but he doesn't. It's like, he just does whatever he wants. He just makes whatever noises that he wants. Although there are some times where he does react to conversation. So it is funny when that happens. It happens, especially when we have company over. Um, and of course, yes, I do see you. The 5 people who are watching me next to the giant eyeball on my screen from regions beyond. And it's like, and if you're joining me from Facebook, if you're joining me from Twitter, come on over to Facebook. Join the sexy people in the chat. Keep a fraying company. Oh no, and Patrick, and oh, hello, Rue. Hello, Rue is joining us as well. Hello. And James, thank you so much for joining us today. And yes, and if you are joining us from Twitch, welcome. I know it's like I don't keep these videos, these streams consistent enough for Twitch to always have a video on there. But thank you for coming anyway. If you are joining us from Twitch, thank you. And here is our one and only Jake. Speaking of Jake, if you missed our previous episode of House of Bob, we had Jake for a wonderful, if not uncomfortable, part 2 of our conversations. So if you missed House of Bob on Saturday, we had Jake on where we were specifically talking about what happens when art in general, because we had a lot of discussion about Nabokov on there. What happens when art makes you uncomfortable? And that was a very interesting conversation. And yet we could have gone on for hours, but it's a late show and I got to get to bed. So, so if you missed that episode, head on over either on my channel or on the Indie Comics Network. The House of Bob playlist, the latest episode is there. Just remember that you have to be age verified in order to log in and watch it. So just so you know, because when we say it's adults only, it really is adults only. So check that out as well. Oh, yeah. So like I said, I'm tired again. It's like, it's almost like take a shot, because it's like, when aren't I tired? And able to speak English, apparently. What the heck? So what happened was that yesterday, I ran my first 4 miles again. I'm trying to get back into the habit of running my 4 miles every other day. Since I hurt my leg back in mid-December, and this was the first time that I was able to run 4 miles. It was a slow 4 miles, but at least I was able to do it. And I just have the overall achiness of not working out for 3 months. So, luckily it's like my leg hasn't really been bothering me for a bit. I do have a follow-up doctor's appointment just to kind of like clear everything up or whatnot. But pretty much let's not do that again. That's for sure. No more lifting 6 gallons worth of of bottles at the same time in a box. So yeah, so we're not doing that again. So I was very happy that I was able to run that 4 miles to kind of force myself to actually make the effort and get outside. I signed up for 2 10Ks in June. So now it's just, I'm pretty sure that I can kind of like hit that goal in about like 2 months. Already we're in about 2 months worth of training. It's like, 5Ks, 10Ks are kind of like really easy for me. It's just that it's just getting back into the routine of it, because it's like I said, like I've said before on previous episodes, if you're a creator, you're constantly working on stuff, you're constantly sitting, you're constantly doing stuff on the computer. It is imperative that you get up and you work out, or you do something, go take a walk, go get some fresh air, especially now that it's getting nicer. It's a little brisk outside, but you know what? It's, it's just get that fresh air, get the blood circulating, because sitting down all day is not good for anybody. And I tend to notice that the longer I sit, actually, things hurt a little bit more than they should. And once I start kind of like getting back into the routine of working out again, I have like better, I have actually better endurance working by working out than if I just tried to force myself to work through everything that I have to do. So yeah. And also, ironically, if I sit too long, my knees hurt more than if I actually was running. I've never hurt myself as like running the way I've hurt myself by long-term sitting. So yeah, so if there was ever a public service announcement that I've ever had to give, it's that. It's just, get up, and it's like, look, I know there's a lot of work. The work is still going to be there when you get back. It doesn't matter, but really take care of yourself, or else, it's just going to get harder and harder to do things. Yes. Yes. Hello. I mean, yeah, I know it is very, yes, I am determined to beat Marathon Duck. Yes, I would. Yes. I know. It's like that. I'm determined, it's like, cause that is something that, I want to, yes, I am sore today. Yes, I am. That is something that I do seriously want to do. I want to get back into doing longer races. I want to get back into my half marathon shape, which means that I could do a half marathon in 3 hours and a half. Yeah, but I really do eventually want to run, at least have one full marathon under my belt. I really do, but that's something that really I need to train for. The duck trains for it, so I need to train for it. So that is yeah, that's what I've well, I have an elliptical at home. So, it's like, which is not really the same thing than actually being outside, because it's like, at least outside I actually get kind of like inadvertent hill work done. It just feels different on the body actually being outside and physically moving yourself, as opposed to like having an elliptical technically moving your body for you. Let's see. I've heard what possible easier on your joints to run. What's really funny is that I tend to run better on asphalt than I do on, I mean, granted, you're probably is right, because if I'm running, running on grass is probably, it has less, it's softer than if I'm running on pavement. But the problem that I have is that that comes with its own set of problems. Oh, let me be clear about that. It's like, so yeah, pretty much, yeah. So it's like, so I make sure that, to kind of imitate that, I prefer using sneakers that running shoes that have a lot of support and a lot of foam. Usually, like when I'm actually, like my race shoes are called Hokas, which are like these giant Frankenstein looking shoes, but they're incredibly comfortable to run in. So I just have to, um, yeah, but asphalt is, I usually find myself not feeling like I'm about to lose my balance, because on grass there's a tendency to kind of like not have as much stable footing than if I was on asphalt. But like I said, everything, it's like everything has its own set of challenges. And like I said, I'll just be satisfied with getting back into that routine again. I mean, because technically I haven't really been running consistently since the pandemic started. So what we're talking about, like 2.5 years already. So I'm kind of to say I'm a little out of shape is kind of just, is an understatement. So, but the thing is, though, I was happy I was able to run my 4 miles in about the same time that I've always done it. So although the recovery time is a little bit rougher. So, because before I used to be able to run 4 miles and not feel it the next day. Now it's like, oh, I'm feeling it. So I just have to build to build it up again. Oh, but you don't want to hear about my running escapades, so so yeah, so what are we doing today? So yeah, so like I said, today we are going to be working on some penciling. It's the end of the month. I know I've spoken about this before, where at the end of the month is where I really take stock of everything that I still need to finish and what I need to get, what I need to prioritize for April. And for the last couple of weeks, I have just been diligently coloring Eager Raven issue 6. It's at the printers. I'm not sure if I'm getting them today or not. I have the tracking number for the proofs, but it hasn't updated, so I'm not sure if it's a glitch in the system or if I am supposed to be getting them to get today. At worst, I'll probably get the proofs in tomorrow. And what was funny was that I was just looking over the pages again on my phone, and I found 2 major coloring mistakes in those in the pages. So even though I have the proofs, they have these errors in them. So but it's not that big of a deal. I'm the only one that notices it, that's going to notice it. But I did fix the files, so at least when I actually send it out to get printed, it's going to be exactly the way I want it. But I'm still excited to get the proofs, to see the hollow foils and everything. I always love getting those. And yeah, so but in the meantime, so I finished coloring that, and then I have to move on to the next project, which is working on the next Tall Tales campaign, which is the first Tall Tales color book that we're going to be putting out. And I know that there was a previous episode where I was coloring this page. This is a printout test that I put out, that I printed out. And what it is that, I was trying to decide just how much cross-hatching I was going to clean up from the original black and white pages in order for the coloring to look correct once I put the flats down and everything. So I was kind of trying to figure out, like, how much work do I really have to do on these pages. And when I got to the second page, so this is a printout sample of the second page. This is pretty much how I decided I was going to color it. So what I did was that I removed all the cross-hatching that are on any of the main characters. So I removed a lot of cross-hatching from him, from here, and I removed a lot of cross-hatching from here. But as you can see, I left the cross-hatching in the backgrounds because I just decided that it's like, you know what? It doesn't look too bad with the shading on it. It's like I'm just following the shading that I technically did in cross-hatching, and I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. Because in the end, it's like I don't want to feel like I'm redoing the entire book. I only have a month to finish, about a month, or about a little over a month to finish coloring these pages. They're flatted, so I just need to color correct them and clean them up. And by leaving the backgrounds the way they are and just cleaning up the characters, it's not as daunting as a task. So it's like if you just want to see the 2 pages together here. So so that's what, so at least I have that figured out so that I can continue, so at least I know the strategy that I'm going to take with with the next campaign, by the way, which is Tall Tales Are So I Thought. It's the Gabby short story. It's a one-shot, and it's going to be our first full color Tall Tales book. And I don't know, it's like for some strange reason it really is, I don't know, weird to me to see Tall Tales pages in color. We are going to have the book. I am going to re-letter the book as well. JD is looking over the script from the original version of this, so the book requires a little bit more work than like, say, if I'm working on Eagle Raven right now, where usually I have the lettering done and it's just plopping in the pages. But we really decided that if this is going to be our first color book, we really want to, you know, fix it up so that it looks nice and more presentable than, or at least, you know, like knowing what we know now for these pages to look as good as they can. You know, considering that they were supposed to be in color back in the day, but I don't know even why we even thought we could do the book in color, because this was pre POD. So I don't know. So at least now we can do the book in color. So like I said, so I've been working on this. So yeah, so I was coloring Eagle Raven and then moved on to this. And there just came a point where it's like, you know what? I've been working on the computer too much. I really started to get itchy fingers to actually draw something. Especially there was some really stupid AI shit that I saw on Twitter. And it just really, really inspired me more to like, I need to draw. So so this is what I'm working on right now, because it's like there's always work to do. So it's not like I'm skipping work that I need to do. Technically, this is supposed to be a future me project, but like I said, I've been spending way too much time on the computer. I've literally just been digitally coloring for the past month. And yeah, I really do need a full physical break from this. And I need to sharpen a pencil. I need to actually draw something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bump, switch the computer, move over to this desk, and yeah, and then it's like I can tell you about the stupid AI shit, and then we can talk about what's on the board right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, so I will be right back. There we go. Okay, so hold on there, because I couldn't get everything set up quick enough. Hold on. So there we go. Okay, good. So yeah, so here is, this is actually a double splash page that I'm working on right now. Let's see, just move this over a bit. There we go. And yeah, and this is for a future campaign. Actually, not that much in the future, the way this year is going. This is yeah, so if you follow me on Facebook, a while ago there was some talk about me doing a kind of like a short, an Eagle Raven short called The Unicorn King's Daughter. And it's a Conan parody. And it definitely, if you follow me on Facebook, you will also know this project is also known as Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. So this is the book. So it was a joke that just got out of hand, and I'm actually doing a short based on the idea. Well, like I said, it's aside from the lurid sounding name, it's actually a Conan parody. It's a 16-page short story. And I decided that it's like, you know what? I really do feel like, drawing something. So instead of coming up with something new, I decided that's like, you know what? Let me take something that I actually have to work on and actually work on it. So, figured kill two birds with one stone pretty much. Um, so, so as you can see, I've already started penciling one half of this double page spread. And yeah, and it's like, and it's just me trying to figure out, just how this is going to work, because I realized also, but this is kind of like a future me problem. I might have to extend the bleed on the sides here a bit when I lay it, when I bring it into Photoshop, because even though technically these are bleeds already, because they go all the way to the edge of the paper, they're not correct bleeds in terms of my actual template that I use in InDesign for this. So I might have to, so instead of enlarging the pages, which I don't want to really do, because it'll affect the size of these panels right here. Although looking at it, probably what I'll do is I might like slightly extend just this background portion slightly, because it goes to bleed, it goes all the way to the edge, and then paste these 4 panels down on top of it digitally so that it falls in the right spot when I do the actual bleed. So yeah, so so let me just adjust this tape, because like these pages were kind of shifting on me while I was working on them before. I'm just putting painter's tape in the corner, on the corners, just so like they don't slide. Unfortunately, like this board that I'm using, it doesn't have an edge at the bottom. Probably, I know I mentioned this on a previous show. What I probably need to do is get one of those half dowels or something and just like glue it down at the bottom so that the paper has something to rest on. It's probably something I could pick up at Home Depot really cheap. And then just have something there so the paper is not sliding, because the other board that I have has that ledge. It's just that I use that kind of like as a support for my light pad. So I do light boxing on this board, and then I do actual drawing on this one. So let's see. Let me see. Oh, hey, Visenia. Hey, Vis. And let's see. Okay, the last House of Bob session, I noticed how often you were rotating the physical page doing your lines. Is this something? What's funny is it's like, yeah. Oh, I rotate. Or do you rotate on the screen? Well, you see that. It's funny that you mentioned that, because yeah, I rotate especially when I'm inking, I rotate the pages a lot, trying not to smear the ink, because I don't want to put my hand on top of where I already put an ink line down. So I keep spinning the paper so that I'm always drawing inking opposite of where I inked already. The trick with doing it, even though there is a rotate option digitally, I haven't really gotten the hang of that because on my Cintiq, I have to do everything kind of manually because even though I have a touch screen, it interferes too much with me actually working on it. I don't know how people can actually have all the touch capabilities on their screen and not constantly activate stuff, because it was just a mess. I had to shut the whole screen down because I would just tap I would just put my hand down and it would activate shit I didn't want. So I would have to like manually rotate it digitally. Like you press the R key in Photoshop, And well, it depends. I mean, on the House of Bob, I was inking something, so that's why I was rotating it a lot. I don't tend to rotate as much when I'm penciling, which you're going to see when I start penciling this. Really, it's the drawing glove, because I don't get a special drawing glove. I mean, I just use like a compression glove. And I just thought it was the same thing. I didn't know that was why those drawing gloves are specific to. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Because it would be more convenient if I could keep the touchability of the screen, but it's just like I said, right now everything is shut off on my screen. Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know. I mean, it's like I just thought those gloves were just to keep the smudges away. I didn't think that there was actually a practical reason for it. Hey, George, how you doing? Hey, George. Good. Keeping busy. Keeping busy keeps me. Trying not to hurt myself sitting for so long. Um, so, it's like, yeah, so I just thought that the gloves were just for smudges. I didn't think that it was to kind of like keep the touch screen from activating when you put your hand down. So the AI thing. Yeah, so I saw the stupidest thing. Yeah. I mean, really, it was. I was having a lot of trouble with it this past couple of weeks too, and I had to disable it completely. Oh, and thank you so much, George. Yes, so plug Eager Raven, Air the First Unicorn on Kickstarter right now. Link in the show notes. So that's the thing. So you're going to notice it's like, oh, my lighting is kind of sucky today. So it's like, let me see. Yeah, it's like it is what it is. I don't tend to rotate the pages as much when I'm drawing, when I'm actually penciling. It's mostly just that's definitely an inking thing to keep me from smudging, even though I still tend to smudge anyway. So I saw this thing online on Twitter, of course, because that's where all stupid shit goes to die, is on Twitter. And it seems like one of these AI scrapers, right? They had faked a faked a picture of themselves actually painting. Well, they're not doing shit. It's like they put in a photograph of themselves to put out to shit out an AI picture of themselves painting one of their AI pictures. So they're literally sitting there. So it's like, how you can have a picture of me in front of my desk drawing this piece. And these are two 11 by 17. So the page, each individual page is 11 by 17. So I put them so they're butted together, so I can do the one full image on on the two pages. So, and then it's like when I place it into the template, when you get it as a comic, when you open up to this page, it's one image across two pages. So this guy, this AI jockey, so he had literally faked a photo of himself painting one of his AI RoboSlop pictures, right? And I mean, it was just the dumbest thing I have seen, because it's like, these guys have these guys have done nothing but shit on artists and talking about how it's like, oh, AI is going to, democratize art and blah, blah, as if art needed to be democratized, not housing, not Medicaid, not medicine, not, income, but no, art needed to be democratized. Okay, sure. Okay, whatever. Because it's like, oh, we have all this unearned prestige. or something. Whatever fantasy these scrapers are living in. I don't know. And and it's like, but for some reason he still wanted the legitimacy of actually physically doing artwork, even if the photo was fake. And for the life of me, it's like I really don't understand these assholes at all. I really don't. Because it's like, your show, it's like, just by you doing this, it's like he's showing so much disdain for what we do. Yet at the same time, they are so desperate to have what we have and to do what we do. It's like, that it's like, no matter how many keywords this asshole puts in, he is never going to have the respect of somebody who's actually doing the work. And and these AI guys get salty. They really are salty about this shit. And yeah, so he posted this picture, and what happened was that all it did was it reminded me, just like, with it just reminded me that it's like, I need to draw. I need to sharpen a pencil. I need to feel the lead on the, even though technically it's not lead. I don't even know if it's graphite. I don't know what this part is anymore. So I don't know what they call it anymore. But that I have to feel the the pencil on the paper, and it really made me it made me realize how much, like, doing artwork is very tactile. Like, that's part of, I guess, the pleasure that I get out of doing this. Like, it's like, yeah, like being able, like just, yeah, just feeling how the pencil is on the paper, and feeling the paper, and seeing the artwork just appear, you know and it's like, and those, what, it's like, I would tell those guys to die mad about it, but that's exactly what they plan on doing. So there's no reason for me to mention the obvious about it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're so desperate to have something as an artist. It's true. They really are. That a lot of, and also, it turns out a lot of these guys are guys who failed out of art school because they couldn't hack it, and they thought that this would give them a shortcut to what they couldn't hack. And no, you're still hacks. You're still hacks. It's like, what, you're not even skilled enough to be a hack. That's really what I learned from that photo. It's like, you don't even deserve the title of hack. Because at least, hacks, they know how to draw. you know I mean, it was just so, especially like this last couple of weeks, because, like I said, I've been working, I've been doing a lot of digital work. Oh, the YouTube feed is down. I mean, probably what, the chat, or just YouTube went down in general. It's like, you know what? It's like, I can't with these platforms, they need to get their shit together. These platforms need to get their shit together. So, if anything, okay, I'm still here. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, well, what pencil is this? Yeah, these are Prismacolors. This is a Prismacolor blue. Let me see if I can find a full one. because this is the red. Yeah, so it's a Prismacolor Colares. So this one's carmine red, and this one is just blue. I use either one of these for my pencils. You know, yeah. So and then it's like there was this other article where I mean, well, everyone else is saying okay, so everyone else is saying that they're still seeing my stuff. So I'm going to okay, so I'm just going to keep going. It's like I said, it's like if anything, if there's a glitch on YouTube, you can catch the replay, I guess. It's like we'll just keep going. So yeah, so that was like that was the first dumb thing that I saw on Twitter, which is saying a lot because it is Twitter after all. And then it's like there was this article. Was it an article? No, it was a YouTube video. I still have to watch it because I need more context to the title. And they were talking about how AI was going to create a nightmare scenario for art schools. Because it's like you're going to have all these people putting all this AI work in their portfolios trying to get into art schools. And again, it's like I thought the whole point of AI was that you didn't need training. It's like, what's the point of filling a portfolio up with RoboSlop and then trying to apply for an art school? I mean, that makes absolute. So like I said, I need to watch this video to get more context, because it really makes no sense to me. I thought that RoboSlop was just supposed to allow you to get all the jobs immediately because my keywords are superior or whatever the fuck they how they sell themselves, because it's not on talent. They're not selling themselves on talent. They're not selling themselves on skill. So I don't know, what it is, what their selling point is. And actually, it's that would work. And so yeah, I just didn't understand, like, what's the point on going to art school? I mean, they're not going to teach you anything because you don't have a foundation to be taught anything on. Art school doesn't teach you to draw. You're supposed to come in already with that foundation, and then the stuff that you learn is built on top of your foundation already. I think that was a mistake that I think that because I would see it a lot, especially when I went to SVA, that there were people who who got into the school who didn't know how to draw. And I said, so what the fuck are you here for? Oh, well, okay. All right. That's a good point. But I mean, what? Can't you go to community college for that shit? To learn marketing and network? Yeah. Okay. All right. Dating circle too. I've seen that. That, I mean, that's hey, who am I to you know who am I to say, it's like okay, that's an expensive way to pick up chicks, but all right. But the networking definitely. Yeah, probably. But I mean, but the thing is, yeah, I guess. but still though, it's like what? It's like, but but you still don't have anything to show for it except, crap that you yourself didn't even do, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I have to I have to watch the video just to get more context, but honestly, it's like that's kind of what it sounds like. That it's like if they, they have to network like artists even though they're not artists at all. Um and yeah, so I'm kind of like, even though I have this under sketch, so what it is that these were layouts that I already worked out. So this is my layout book. It has my script in it and whatnot, and these are the layouts that these are the actual size layouts that I work. I this is like, I think like 68% to size. um they're 8.5 by 11, and then I sketch out so these are the 2 pages that I have on the desk right now. And what I did was I scanned these in, converted them to grayscale, and then enlarged them to 11 by 17. I put them on my 11 by 17 template. And then what I do is then I use that, I fade out the lines, and then I print it on my oversized printer that's over here on the actual paper that I'm working on. And then it's like I can just like here, all I had to do was just draw on top of it. If I'm really lucky, like these top panels here, I don't have to do anything at all. I can literally ink these panels as is. I don't have to do anything. Sometimes I luck out like that with my layouts, that I just have panels that they're just, I don't need to tighten them up. So that works out for me. It just makes it a lot easier for me to do these pages. But sometimes, like I have this layout here, but it's like, it's like I could still kind of like tweak the sketch a bit. So it's like, it's like my penciling, so that way it's like when I tighten the penciling up a bit, it looks more correct for what I want. Because because the whole thing with layouts and the sketching is just kind of like get that sense of what the page is supposed to be first. And then doing, like worrying about the details later. Um, so in this case, it's like it's like I just wanted to just clear this up a bit, so that it's like, oh, okay, this is this is what, yeah, this is just to make sure that everything falls correctly the way it's supposed to. So the whole point of seeing all this AI stuff, how long does it take? Well, I mean, once I'm penciling it, maybe, depending on how much detail I need to figure it out on it, probably like an hour or so. The layouts themselves is the hardest part of the process, because that's the part that requires the most thinking that I need to do. And once I have the layouts done, then it's like I'm kind of like tracing, and it's a lot easier for me. And then it's like as I go on, it's like the process kind of evens out. I mean, like like something like inking, which is a little bit more involved. It requires a little bit more care. It takes longer for me to ink than it does to pencil. So, like for me to ink a page could probably take me about 3 hours if I just sit down and work straight. 3 to 4 hours to ink one page. Um, oh, and that kind of reminds me, I forgot to turn my music on. Hold on. It's like, let me do that. So I think, yeah, a little mood music, right? Oh, um, so yeah, so seeing these two things back to back about AI really made me determined to be more physical with my artwork. And like I said, after doing like spending so many weeks just working digitally, uh I just figured it's like, what? Yeah, I have all this work that I still need to finish. Like honestly, I still need, what I needed to do was continue um, with coloring the Tall Tales pages. But I was like, going, you know what? No, I need to pencil something. I need to pencil something. But like I said, I don't want to do something new. Um, Everybody tell me if the music is too loud. Because I know that I can adjust it on my end, but I don't want to feel like I'm screaming over it for people to hear. But I'm pretty sure this is the same setting. Oh, it's good. Okay, all right. So yeah, so if you don't know, Nita's in the background. She's keeping an eye on everything for me. Um, oh, that's weird. Okay, are you hearing the music? Oh, you're not hearing the music. Oh, that's weird. Okay. You know what? I kind of wonder if it's because I'm running this on. All right. So, you know what? Okay. So, I'm just going to. You know what? I've always had a problem with sound. Okay, I just shut off the sound. Oh wait, was it? It was on. It was good. Oh, okay. So, all right. Hold on. Let me do it again. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe it's just taking a bit for it to register. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Um. So. Yeah. So I didn't want to make anything new because I have like a whole stack of sketches that I've still yet to ink, but those are my kind of like fuck around pieces where it's like they don't have anything to do with anything, and I just have them for those times that I feel like doing something. But I really wanted to be actually productive today, so I wanted to again like kill two birds with one stone. Maybe not that one, but this one. And at least work on something that I'm going to need to work on anyway. um so there we go. So yeah, so it's like I can't be I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I have to kind of like, all right, let's do something so that it'll make future me's job easier, you know you know you know. Oh yeah. So I'm streaming to Twitch. Even though I keep forgetting to clip stuff and whatnot, so that there's always a video there. And you got emotes. I love the emotes on Twitch. I have to admit. Oh, hold on. Let me just. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Sometimes if I click too hard on one of the buttons on the trackball, it gets stuck, and then it's like I gotta like. Oh. Let's see. So, okay. Let me just put in the rest of his braids here. Yeah. So I just really felt the need to draw something, and what's funny was that there was a couple of other artists on Twitter, that they were saying that the more AI stuff they see, the more determined they are to up their game with their artwork, like physically, and it's like, yeah, and that's really how I felt, when I saw that photo, that fake ass photo, I mean, really, it was more fake. That it was more fake than that than that AI picture of the Pope wearing a, I don't know, what is it, like a Gucci puffy jacket or something. It was so stupid looking, But I mean, really, it's like, oh, yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, that's the whole thing. For some reason, well, no, not for some reason, I guess because on the vlogs, because I only have the hour, and I have to, I guess, like really really fill up that hour. I seem to not, yeah, the bubble coat, yeah, you saw that one with the Pope. Yeah, so it turns out that that's Mid-Journey. It's not a real photo. Although, honestly, though, it wouldn't have surprised me one bit to find out the Vatican was getting like Versace or shit to produce clothing for, it's like, I mean, because what else are they doing? Feeding the poor, It's like, so, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, look, it's just what it is, I'm not as good as ad libbing as I sometimes make it sound like on the show, on the vlogs. Oh, by the way, for those of you who do watch the vlogs, I'm just waiting to get confirmation, but we will probably have Frederick L. Jones from Frederick L. Jones from Saturday AM appearing on the vlogs. He has agreed, or at least his assistant has agreed that that he can be on the vlogs talking to us. So yeah, so we get to finally hear from an American manga company on the vlogs, and I get to ask him all my nice invasive questions. you know so it's we have him scheduled for April 14th on a it's a Friday show. So yeah, if you guys want to watch an interview and learn about how this guy is pretty much creating an American manga company, it's like, yeah, so make sure you join us on the vlogs. That's going to be that's going to be fun. Because you know me, I've been obsessing about Saturday AM. I've been obsessing about Saturday. Don't worry, Patrick. I'll probably do that for them. Because I've been obsessing about that company since I learned about them through White Manga. And, and it's just, and I think it's fun that we're going to be able to talk to him, and it's like, what is the deal with manga, in the United States, so yeah, I mean, that's going to be, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so here's another question that came up today in one of the Facebook groups. We're not going to be talking about AI anymore, so fuck those people. So there was this person who he went to his local comic book shop, and he was talking about how he was actually picking up like Marvel and DC books and counting the pages, the pages in them. And he was surprised to learn that pretty much most Marvel and DC comics now only have 20 pages in them. And he was wondering whether whether independent comics were putting too much work into their books, like too many pages, compared to what Marvel and DC were doing. And the person who was running the group, Tyler James, he was saying how actually in independent circles it's the opposite. That as independents on crowdfunding, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to Marvel and DC and the direct and what they're doing for the direct market, because honestly, it's like one has nothing to do with the other. And he was saying how what he was seeing is that people were willing to pay more. We're willing to pay a higher price for books with more content. And he was talking about how with his own book, he was actually, instead of putting out individual issues, he was going to start doubling up his issues. So instead of doing like a 32-page book, he was going to do a 64-page book and charge more money. And then like only do a campaign, like 3 campaigns a year. Now, to put it in perspective, though, these are books that every time he puts them on Kickstarter, he makes 6 figures on it. So yeah, if I was making 6 figures per issue, per campaign, it's like, yeah, okay, I could see myself doing that. It's like, yeah, I could do 3 campaigns a year. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll do 3 campaigns a year and do $600,000. I'm good. It's like, so, um, yeah, I mean, I agree. I try to put enough pages to fit the pacing I want in that story. Yeah, me too. It's like, I mostly like to keep it 32 pages. I mean, so far I've been able to keep all my issues 32 pages on the dot. I mean, that's just what I mean. But I think in the end, it's because that's what I draw for. I don't. If I had wanted to do a 24-page story, I guess I could. But yeah, it's like you said, it kind of ruins the pacing of the story. So 32 seems to be the sweet spot for me, in terms of, like where the books start, where they end, how the scenes are paced out. Although I am anticipating a future issue being a double-sized issue, that I would rather do a double-sized issue than add an extra issue. But then again, it depends on how those layouts work. There's a couple of future scenes where, oh, I need the pages. I need the page count. To do the scenes exactly the way, yes, it really is. Yeah, too many notes. Yeah. Exactly. It has just as many notes as it needs. So yeah, so like even so depending on how those pages are laid out, I might have either a double-sized issue or at least an issue that's beyond 32 pages. Because I'm committed to the idea of only making this series 15 issues. Because it's like, I need that target. Although technically it should have been 16, because then it's like you fit, you fit 4 trade paperbacks evenly. Yeah, no, exactly. And it's like, and I've already done the layouts. I finished the layouts to issue 8, which finishes the trade paperback to volume 2 for Ego Raven. And the cliffhanger on that even surprised me. I was like, oh, this is going to be a painful cliffhanger on the one when on issue 8/volume 2. So, so here's the thing though, right? So so this book that I'm working on here, right? So this story, it's a 16-page story. It's it's going to be full color. It also has an adultish scene in it, kind of, rated Showtime. It's rated Showtime. And but the thing is though, and originally I was going to put it on its own campaign. Actually, I started putting together the campaign for this already. But here's the thing though, is a 16-page book enough to support a campaign? Like, would people support a 16-page short story the same way they support a 32-page story? And here's the thing. Because of the type of book that it is, I am planning to charge the same, because it is a special. But does that is that realistic for me to do? To charge $10 for a 16-page special one shot, as opposed to, I don't know, like if I padded out the book to 32 pages, saying like if I put like a sketchbook at the end, filled up the rest of the book to 32 pages or 24 pages with maybe like a sketchbook or something, You know, it's like where's the like where do people find, where do you find the value in a book? You know, like, because, you know, people were saying that a 20-page Marvel comic that you're spending $5.99 on, or $4.99 or $5.99, whatever they go for these days, is not as much of a value. You know, so, you know, but like you're talking about Kickstarter, where we kind of understand it's a boutique. You're buying a boutique item that you're not going to find in comic book shops. You're not going to find it anywhere else. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, hey Joe. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that I might be able to offer something else up with the book. Because it's funny, because on a previous episode of the vlogs, we had Isaac Fox on, and he was talking about his new book, Mr. Suzumi's Adult Lessons. So I guess, and what's funny was that the second he explained his campaign, it's like, holy shit, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Right? So he has this one shot, Mr. Suzumi's Adult Lessons, which I think he said was either 14 or 16. I think he said it was 16 pages. But he said that he didn't feel right offering it up on its own. So he's offering the book up with another book called Pure Intent, which is like the second issue of that series. You know, and he had me thinking because of that, because I didn't think, like, it was something that was bothering me, but not bothering me enough to think about it. But when he mentioned it, I'm like, well, oh snap, that's exactly what I'm doing with this book, with the Unicorn's Daughter, the Unicorn King's Daughter, one shot. So it's like, okay, so if he's doing something like this, and mind you, his book is a lot more adult, is going to be a lot more adult than this one. So, you know, so yeah, so my question, yeah, so it's like, so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so maybe I should offer up something else, another book, but I don't want to put this together with another issue. Like, I wouldn't want to put this together with issue 8 or issue 7. You know, like I'm like, it would have to be something kind of like similar to it. And I came up with the idea because I was thinking about this before, and it's like, and I came up with the idea. So right. So I have this 16-page one shot, and then, well, you know, it's like, very good, Patrick. That's exactly what I was thinking, because I finished up another short story, another Eagle Raven short story. Now, my original intention for those shorts was to collect them all in one trade. But what if I were to take the short stories that I have already and put them in their own issue, and then collect it once I have all these other stories, then collect them in a trade later? Because I have a couple of longer short stories that I want to get done, but you know, I you know, that's going to take a bit. But I now have these stories. I have enough stories to do a 54-page book. You know, so I have one book that's too short and another book that's too long. So what if I were to put them together in one campaign? You know, and it's like, you know, would that be more of a value for the campaign, for people to support a $10 16-page book. It's like, I guess like OBS is kind of glitching on me, because once in a while I see something flash on the screen, and and it just kind of like catches my eye. So I'm gonna have to check that later. Well, no, I wouldn't want to do like an anthology with other people. I say I wouldn't want to do an anthology, because that's too much cat herding for me. So like I said, I do have these 2 stories that I plan on having other people do, and then there's some other short stories that I would continue doing, and then we would and then I would combine everything into one book. But for this campaign that Unicorn King's daughter is going to be on, like, what if I were to put out a collection of the shorts so far as an individual issue, and then also put out, and then along with this, it's like, does the campaign have more value? So so yeah, so it's like, so for maybe like $25, right? You get $25, and then maybe it's like plus shipping, then you get the 2 books. Oh, okay, all right. So I say I just know anthologies as like, oh, it's like it's all these different artists in the same book. So yeah, so it's like, so it just so yeah, so these 2 things, I'm just having I I'm just so it's like, it's just something I'm trying to work out. Like, I guess, like, how it's like, yeah, just like they were saying that 20 pages for a comic at a local comic book shop is not a value. So when does an indie Kickstarter not have value? But I guess in the end, it's like, it's, I guess in the end, it would depend on what's being offered, right? I mean, um because it's like, do I think that there are people who would pay $10 to to pick up a 16-page short story? Yeah, I do, but I don't know if I'm pushing my luck. I don't want to feel like I'm pushing my luck. Okay. Oh, right. All right. Now I remember what I drew here. Okay. Cause I was like, wait, what did I do with this? I was like, oh, right. This is his shirt. This is, yeah. I also had okay, I think I also had his belt here. Okay. Now I'm just layering the clothing that's supposed to be there. Yeah, I might be. That's what I do. Are you overthinking a bit? If I'm not interested in the work, it has no value to me. Something only has. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. That's I probably am overthinking it because it's like, yeah, it's like if I'm interested in something, I'll just buy it. You know. It's like, oh, are you waving to somebody? Or are you raising your hand? Are you raising your hand, Jake? Are you raising your hand? Are you just saying hello to somebody? Oh, is it autofocusing? I thought I shut all that off. Did I forget to shut that off? I could have sworn I did. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. Let's see. Advanced. No, I have autofocus off now. So let's see. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, I said maybe I forgot to hit OK on it. Maybe. Okay. So, yeah, so this. Okay. Oh no! Did I? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I completely forgot to play the clip. So there. Hold on. It's like, yeah, it's like that just goes to show you, just like, oh, what am I doing here? Wait, hold on. Comment. Poof. Right. Oh, it's just not. It's just on the image feed, not on the whole stream. So this. Because I mean, it's clear on my end. So, like I said, it's like if there's something, I have to check something with OBS anyway, because like I said, it keeps glitching once in a while on, on one of my rotating images there, alternating images. So I gotta check OBS later. But yeah, it's so yeah, but you're probably right, Joe. I'm overthinking this. I probably am, because 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 in the end, it's like, if there are people who are not interested in this book, they're not going to buy it anyway. Um, I mean, look, to tell you the truth, it's like, look, it's like I'm doing. Look, like I said, it's like this is this entire story is based on a joke that I did on Facebook, where I was goofing on the algorithm, because there was a whole thing about like this whole idea that if you give your book a stupid title, the algorithm on Kickstarter will favor you more. You know, um, but oh, no, that's wrong. Uh, so I had made the joke. It's like, no Kickstarter algorithm. I'm not going to rename Ego Raven Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. And the joke got away from me. So now I'm actually doing this is a short story that I'm going to be putting out. It's 16 pages. And like I said, it's a spoof on the a Conan. It's spoof on Conan comics. And the official title is the Unicorn King's Daughter, but the unofficial title is Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. And the idea behind it is that I want to see if having a Kickstarter campaign that literally says Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut in the title will do anything will do anything for the campaign. I mean, it's a very it's a dumb experiment, but it's an experiment just the same. But I am, this is a funny story, so I'm sure everybody who follows me on Facebook will get the joke. If you follow me on Facebook, you get the joke. And if you don't, I pretty think I think that you'll be able to follow the story anyway. Like I said, it's only 16 pages. Um, yeah, yeah. But the thing is, though, I am a little self-conscious about just offering up a 16-page short story on the campaign. But at the same time too, it's only going to be a 2-week campaign. Maybe it's going to be a really short campaign. um and it's like, yeah, I just want to experiment with what um yeah, it's like, would the algorithm open up? It's like, yes, that would, thank you, Patrick. Yes, that title is going to go places. Yes. To see what happens to the algorithm if I put out a book that's literally called that. But there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to it, Yeah. So it's like, yeah, so as you can see, it's like, I was able, to draw all of this without having to spin the paper. Referencing the beginning of Well, I mean, it's like that's well, you see, that's also the thing that I'm testing. I mean, like I said, we're testing a whole bunch of things on. We're going to test a whole bunch of things on this campaign. I mean, like I said, I was just wondering whether I should offer up another book with this, or whether we should just, you know what, maybe I should. It's like, you know what, I think Joe is right. I'm overthinking this. Um, because it's not like I'm not going to say in the campaign this book is only 16 pages long. So it's like, look, you either want it or you don't, you know. It's, you know, and it's not like you would ever see a book like this in comic book stores anyway. So, and I think that that's, and I think that that's also why Kickstarter works for, for me like that. Um, because, I am able to experiment like that, with, goofy little stories, and, and then just offer it up. Do a couple of variant covers. I don't know. Maybe I should offer up a sketchbook too. It's like, I don't know. I just haven't I haven't thought all the way through with this. Let's see. Well, it's, yeah. I mean, it's, there's going to be two. You see, that's the thing. The title itself, the book is going to have a variant title. Because, like I said, the actual name of the book is The Unicorn King's Daughter. But the thing is that you have to, the fact that there's a secondary title, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. It's actually a joke in the book itself. So it's like, it's actually explained where that other title comes from in the book. So, yes, so there is going to be kind of like a variant cover. I guess I just haven't. That does have Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut as the title. Let's see. Okay, this is okay. Technically, this is probably the most complicated page in the entire, in this entire book. So at least I'm glad that I'm kind of like getting it out of the way. Yeah. So let me see. So what I would do is, okay, so this. Okay, maybe. I completely associate this song with the Peacekeepers now. Let's see. I keep forgetting his markings. Let's see. There was something that I was trying to remember here. Oh yeah, yeah. I have a file just just with all of his tattoos in them. You know that I have to always remember because like there's things that I have to remember on him: his tattoos and his freckles. There are times that I have pieces where I completely forgot everything. I'm like, why does this thing look wrong? Why does it look wrong? It's like, oh, because I forgot all the important parts. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, there was something. Well, I mean, it's really funny. There was an article that I read that Wendy Peeney, and someone was asking about like all the like the luxurious hair that she draws on her characters in ElfQuest, and she says, you know what? If I was a smarter artist, I would have made all my elves bald. You know, and yeah. You know, it's like, look, you know what, we just want things to look pretty, you know, that's what it is. So yeah, it's like we have to, yeah, so that's the thing, we have to put on all the patterns, all the tattoos. I mean, the one thing that I'm debating, especially with this page, is that I'm debating whether to like put in like actual pattern, because you know how like there's some armor that has etching on it and whatnot, and I'm thinking of maybe doing that. I have some patterns that actually appeared on armor and putting it on their armor, but it's just like kind of like, do I really want to do that to myself? You know? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, and everyone needs a full wardrobe. And, know, and what's really funny is, like reading Celestial Pulse was, starting, it's like, just seeing how everything started in issue 1. I mean, issue 1, and then seeing how everyone ends up in issue 9. And it's like just how more luxurious everything becomes as the series goes along, like Fuji's hair, Fiji's hair. She her hair is gets more curly and luxurious as the series goes on, and her clothing becomes more elaborate, and it's like, and everybody else too, and it's just like, yeah, that's like, yeah, we do this to ourselves. you know so it's like, yeah, it's well, that's typical. That changes, no matter what you do. That's why I always tell people, when they say that, it's like, oh, wait, is it Fuji or Fiji? Oh, snap. Now I'm self-conscious. So was it Fuji? Um, you know, um, because then it's like, oh, wait a minute, no, is it Fiji, like Fuji? Okay, because, and then I thought, it's like, wait a minute, maybe it's like the Fiji Islands, like the island tropic, like the Polynesian Islands or whatnot, and it's like, okay, so it's Fuji. Okay, I had it right the first time. Good. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so I always get embarrassed when I get other people's. If I mispronounce other people's stuff. I've been doing that a lot lately, and it's just like, oh, it's awful. I have to put everything on Post-it notes. Yeah, it's like, when people say that, oh, I don't want to start anything until it's like I perfect my style, or it's like I get this perfect or whatnot. I've seen way too many people redo their first issues. Like, I know one person who did like his first issue 5 times, and he's yet to put it out. Because every time he finishes an issue, he has to redo it because, oh, my style changed. And I go, bro, your style's going to change regardless. Just put the shit out. You would have been on issue 5 already. Instead, you haven't even put out an issue 1. So, let's see, what am I going to do here? And, because it's like, if you take like one of my older book, Tall Tales, right? That's the book that I started in 92. The way my artwork was looking in 92 is not the artwork that's looking like now. I mean, it's like, even if you look at the issues of Ego Raven that I know that you have, if you look on that first issue, right, which I think I probably did around 2000, issue 5 I did around 2017. And it's like, and you really see the difference in those issues, from issue 1 to issue 5, and like issue 6, there's an even bigger jump. When in the art style, and mind you, and it's like, and that's not exactly what I've been doing now. So yeah, it's like well, right, yeah, it's like, what I mean, the way I put it, the way I explained it, especially when I finally decided to put out Ego Raven, and the fact that the first issue is from 2000, it's like I had a choice to make. It's like, do I want to redraw it, or should I just go back and fix the things that are really bad in it? And I decided that I was just going to fix it. Although it's although it was very tempting to just redo stuff. but I really had to focus, and just, just get it done. Um, because it's like, in the end, it's like, you know what, I have to respect the artist that I was when I did those pages. Fine, let me fix up a certain, a couple of things. It's like, kind of like, mostly it was kind of like to keep the consistency between the way the characters looked, because they did look a little like, they looked a little too different from my taste on the first issue, as opposed to like the second and the third or whatnot. So I made sure like they were as close to on model as they are now, without having to redraw everything. And then it's like, I just fixed up a couple of things in the backgrounds or whatnot, and and then that was it. It's like I said, yeah, it's like, I have to respect the artist that I was at the time, right? And then it's like, okay, whatever I'm doing new now, I'm going to use that effort for new issues instead of redoing old ones. So that's what I decided to do. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, and it's the same thing with Tall Tales, because if everyone who has the first volume, my style, I don't think like I really got my groove on Tall Tales until the fourth issue. And you kind of really see it in those pages. And and that's the thing. It's going to it's a change that's going to happen anyway. It's like, because when you draw a lot, your style changes. And that's just what happens. It's going to happen naturally. You can't stop that. So yeah, so it's like, yeah, there's always going to be a difference between issue 1 and whatever the latest issue is. And yeah, it's like, it was just funny to see it, just like how much more elaborate everything got, as the issues, the Celestial Pulse issues went. Like I said, everyone's hair was more luxurious, everyone's clothing became more elaborate, and it was just, and it's just funny to see, but not like funny like haha. It's just like, yeah, this is what happens. And especially when you have a program like Clip Studio Paint that allows you to kind of like be more indulgent with the artwork without taking too much time. I mean, it's like, that's what that's what I really see the benefit of Clip Studio Paint. Like, I'm really beginning to understand like why manga looks the way it does, why certain decisions are made, doing the like all these crazy special effects and whatnot. Like, I'm really beginning to understand the value of Clip Studio Paint, and how it does allow you to like really expand on your artwork without the intense time investment that if you were to do certain things traditionally, um like just the thought that I figure, oh, I can put etching in their armor, and all I'm doing is, instead of like, because in the past I would literally be drawing those patterns in by hand, but now, like in Photoshop or Clip Studio, I could just drop in that pattern and make it look like part of the artwork already. Well, I hope you do, to get Clip Studio Paint, to sponsor you. Yeah, that would be awesome. Um, I mean, look, it's like, yeah, that there's always a starting point. There's always a starting point. I mean, it's like with when I started like really trying to find my style with Ego Raven, I went through an Satoshi Urushihara phase. He did it's like Jake actually mentioned that I guess that there's a new series called Innocent out that it seems like he did the artwork for. So I have to collect the books for that. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so I was like really copying his style, but like in the end it was way too elaborate for me to be practical for my needs. It's like I tend to like more a simpler, more cartoony style. Um to tell you the truth, I think like especially lately it's like I really understood that after reading some Mobius books, especially the Incal, and really studying what Mobius was doing with his cartooning in that book. And it's like, yeah, it's like, it's not the style, Mobius's style that I was trying to imitate, but kind of like the simpler, like to not be afraid of simplicity. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to foster. But at the same time, there is, it's like, yeah, it's like just seeing more elaborate work, that you can do with Clip Studio is just like, I want to do that too. And it's like, hold on, I got too much work to do. Hold on. Yeah. So, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Is it already 6 o'clock already? It's already 6 o'clock here. Let me just fill this in a bit. Let me just fill this in. Oh, by the way, are you still like kind of sort of offline? Because you had mentioned there was like these storms in your area that knocked everything out. I mean, I guess the fact that you're in my chat means that you have you have power, right? Because I was kind of I just realized that it's, oh, you got your internet back today. Yeah. Because I was like, wait a minute, doesn't Yesenia do a show? Doesn't she have her own stream to do? And it's like, oh, probably, you'll start again tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, so the internet. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The internet is always more fragile. A bumblebee gets in the way and cuts the signal, right? That's what it feels like sometimes. Yeah. So doing like these oh, there you go. Yeah, you start. Yeah, it's like you just spend the day working, and then it's like, okay, we'll start over tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, because the only thing with doing a spread like this is that it is filling up the space. Yeah. But the thing is, though, it's like, yeah, so there's going to be like there's text there's text boxes here, so I just gotta like just kind of like clear up what goes where. But at least future me will be happy that they don't have to worry about these pages. Okay. Yeah, probably this one. Yeah, okay, so this one. Yeah, and then it's like the background will be more like these will be more like abstract. But like the ones that are closest up will have more detail to them ish. Although honestly, it's like I know that this is going to take me, more time than I should when I ink it in. But it's like it looks so good when it's done, you know. So I'd rather put in that extra work. Yeah. And then it's like, I mean, I kind of, yeah, it's like I'm just about, I'm pretty much almost done with this page. So I might as well just, give it a couple of more minutes. It's like when you're on a roll, you don't want to quite stop. It's very rare that we finish something on the stream. So we might as well, so then that way, when I ink it, I know what everything is supposed to look like. Like I said, future me. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But no, we're not going to spend 4 hours on a stream here, But I at least want to say we finished the page. Hold on. We're almost done. We're almost done. Yeah. And then like in this very background, I usually do this in the computer because I use shading to I don't actually ink in those trees. And then it's like I still have to do his hair. Like I have to put the beads in his hair too. But but the thing is though, I think I got like the entire, like I said, with these panels, I'm not going to do anything with. I could just ink them as is. I don't need to tighten them up. These guys I had to. So at least technically these pages are ready to ink. Although we're not going to do that now, obviously. But at least I got, my drawing itch out and onto the page, and at least on a page that I actually need to work on. Although, even though technically I wasn't supposed to work on this today, but yeah, but I'm really happy with how this came out. Because I'm telling you, this book is going to be like really silly and really good and whatnot when it comes out later on this year. Oh, yeah, that could be it. I mean, it's like, yeah, the Blueline is tough. I'm always afraid that I'm not that it's not showing well. Because I know like that this part looks really faded out, but like it kind of gets darker as it goes, as it goes this way. Because the longer I pencil, the more I start to press down. So, so you end up with like these fading lines. But I mean on my screen, yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it's like OBS was acting up for me today, so I'm just gonna have to check it later, or whatnot. But I mean, I don't know. On my end, it was looking fine. So maybe on the replay, sometimes that happens. On the replay, it'll clear up, and then because it's kind of like the way it's streaming to YouTube. I don't know. It's it's. So let me like turn off the music because yeah, we're just we're just hitting, we're a little past top of the second hour, so let me see. Let me look at this on the other screen. Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. It's like also my lighting is ass today. I guess I'm getting like a lot of glare, and it was affecting my lighting. So it's like I moved it to the other computer so I can take a look at it. But I think yeah, it's like I mean, yeah, that's why the inking, when I'm doing inking is probably the best thing for me to do on screen, because it's like, yeah, those black lines pop, once I'm inking. But yeah, so here is I'm happy with this. I'm really happy with this. Like I said, this book, this is going, it's a lot going on in 16 pages, but it's going to be a fun book when it comes out. Hold on, let me just put that away. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So okay, so let me switch it over. Yeah, because we are at the top of the second hour. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. Thanks, Vess. Because I had no idea that those gloves served a dual purpose. Because I would like to be able to take advantage of the touch screen on my Cintiq. But yeah, so I'll definitely check those out. Yeah. Yeah, so here we are at past 10 after. I'd like to thank everybody for lasting the 2 hours with me. Hold on, let me see. Oh, let me see how this and this. Oh, okay, so hold on. Oh, we're gonna have to get rid of my boy here. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna have to put you away for now. There you go. So yeah, so thank you so much for spending this 2 hours with me drawing. At least I can say got work done today. Got my pages done today. Very nice. Got some, as always, you guys kept me busy. You kept me talking, and good conversation. Oh, Nita was in the background. So as you can see, Nita was also keeping an eye on everybody. So, but hey, it's like she didn't have to spank anybody, which is good. So, so, so thank you. So everybody say thank you to Nita for keeping an eye on everything. So there you have it. So pencils. Next time I'm probably gonna have to actually do some coloring. On yes, I think so. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, we're gonna get that. We're gonna catch up with that duck. We're gonna catch up with that duck. Soon. So there you have it. I mean, it's like I'm tired, but I'm very satisfied with the work I did here. So thank you so much for being here with me. And if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and all my other stuff, my campaigns, hey, my campaign now, Eager Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 6, links in the show notes. We're still live. We have about, I think, 22 days left. On the campaign. Thank you so much to everybody who's backed it so far. And if you want to see more of my work and my art and whatnot, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you're interested in seeing sketches and work in progress and whatever live updates whatever live updates that I may have at that moment. And remember, you can check out all my videos on how I make my artwork, including all my past live streams and the vlogs themselves. If you've missed any before. You can check everything out on my channel here on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, and which simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And before I forget, yes, I see you, the 5 people who stuck it out with us next to the giant eyeball on my screen. Thank you so much. You and the chat, you guys and the chat, just make it all worth it, And remember, you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, on my website at egoworks.com. It updates every day. It's the full color edition that you see on Kickstarter. Uploads every day from Monday to Friday. But if you're feeling impatient, you can download a 16-page PDF for free, so you can kind of like get a gist for the story and then head on over to the Kickstarter to pick everything up, because why not, right? If you enjoy the show, the best way that you can support me not only is to spread the word, but also support the campaign as well, or spread the word about the campaign. Even if you can't support the campaign that way, spread the word about it. Spread the word about the channel. Just tell tell everybody that their new favorite comic might be here. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but it also has the daily upload of the brand new story arc, Tears of the Mother, again, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. So it's the continuation of the Thieves Quest story arc. So you can check that out as well. And also don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, where you can get even more comic book PDFs to download just for signing up and keeping, track of everything that we do. So thank you so much again, everybody, for joining me. Really appreciate it. I'm really glad that I was able to at least entertain you. The parrot can entertain you with all his gross noises on the side there, because that's what he does. And that's pretty much it. So like I said, we will not have a vlog on Friday. I got things to do, but we will be back on Monday with another vlog. So thank you so much. And I will be seeing you guys later. Oh boy, where am I? Thank you. Ciao, everyone.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, thunder